What does it take to prove you're enough for the ones you love most? Eleanor Grayson stood in the cramped mirror of her one-bedroom apartment, staring at the faded dress she'd worn to every family event for the past decade. Her fingers traced the frayed hem, her heart heavy with the sting of her children's words. "Mom, you can't show up looking like that," her daughter, Lily, had said over the phone, her voice sharp with embarrassment. "You're not presentable." Her son, Mark, had chimed in, softer but no less cutting. "It's our big day, Mom. Just don't make it about you." The words echoed as she prepared for their double wedding, a lavish affair uniting Lily and Mark with their respective partners. Eleanor, a single mother who'd raised them through years of sacrifice, felt the ground shift beneath her. She'd always been the practical one working double shifts at the diner, skipping meals to pay for their school supplies, smiling through exhaustion. But now, at 52, with gray streaking her hair and worry lines etched deep, she was deemed an eyesore for the event she'd dreamed of since they were kids. The rejection burned, but it also sparked something fierce within her. She wasn't going to fade into the background. Not this time. For weeks, Eleanor planned in secret. She cashed out her small savings, every penny scraped from years of frugality. She found a second-hand designer gown, a cascade of silver sequins that shimmered like diamonds under the right light. It was extravagant, impractical, but it felt like armor. She rented a sleek limousine, something she'd never dreamed of affording, and as the wedding day approached, she rehearsed her entrance in her mind. She wouldn't just attend to arrive. The morning of the wedding, Eleanor stood outside the venue, the gown hugging her frame, her heart pounding. The limo gleamed behind her, a stark contrast to the cracked pavement of the city street. Guests milled around, their chatter fading as they noticed her. She felt their eyes, some curious, some judgmental, but she held her chin high. Then came the twist. An unexpected figure emerged from the crowd misses. Clara, her old high school teacher, now in her 70s, who'd once lent Eleanor money for groceries when the kids were young. Clara, dressed in a simple but elegant suit, approached with a knowing smile. "You look like a queen, Ellie," she whispered, pressing a small velvet box into Eleanor's hand. Inside was a delicate silver necklace, a gift Clara had kept for years, waiting for the right moment. "Wear it for courage," she said. The gesture cracked Eleanor's resolve, tears welling as she realized she wasn't as alone as she'd felt. The ceremony was a blur of opulence, crystal chandeliers, floral arches, and the happy couples glowing. Lily and Mark, radiant in their tailored outfits, didn't see Eleanor at first. She sat in the back, the necklace glinting at her throat, watching her children pledge their vows. Pride swelled, but so did the ache. They hadn't apologized, hadn't acknowledged her effort. As the reception began, Eleanor steeled herself. She stepped out to the limo, signaling the driver, and made her grand re-entrance. The room fell silent as she walked in, the gown catching every light, the limo visible through the venue's glass doors. Gasps rippled through the crowd. Lily's eyes widened, Mark's jaw dropped. Eleanor didn't gloat, she simply smiled, her presence undeniable. She approached her children, who stood frozen at the head table. "I'm here for you," she said softly, "because I've always been." The words hung heavy, a reminder of every late night, every sacrifice, every moment she'd chosen them over herself. Lily broke first, tears streaming as she hugged her mother. "I'm sorry, Mom. You look incredible." Mark joined, his voice thick. "We were wrong. You're more than presentable, everything." The room watched, some guests wiping their eyes, others whispering in awe. Clara, from the sidelines, nodded approvingly, her gift sparkling at Eleanor's neck. As the night unfolded, Eleanor danced with her children, laughed with strangers, and felt, for the first time in years, seen. The limo waited outside, a symbol of her defiance, but the real victory was in her heart. She'd proven her worth not just to her kids, but to herself. The world might judge a woman by her age, her clothes, her bank account, but Eleanor knew her value lay in her love, her resilience, and her refusal to be invisible. In the end, it wasn't the gown or the limo that made the night unforgettable. It was the truth she'd reclaimed. She was enough, always had been, always would be. Yindi.